going on, guys? It's your boys, Brogan Reactions here. My name's Logan.
And my name's Francesco.
And in today's video, we are going to be discussing about the Leafs week.
Yes.
It
wasn't a great week. We lost all 3 games that we played. Very unfortunate. Hopefully we're not in a second slump, because that would not be great right nearing the playoffs. So no, that's not good.
We can't slip up because the Winnipeg Jets are 3 points behind us.
Yes, that's the issue. We've kept our first place in the North Division all season long, haven't lost it once. So I'd like to keep it that way. So let's get into the video and the recaps of the games. Here we go. So first we'll be recapping game 42. Let's get on here. It was Toronto versus Montreal. We were in Montreal.
And Thomas Tatar gets the early one in this game. Assist coming from Paul Byron and Philip Deneau. Making the score 1-0 Montreal. Already on a quick start. Then Nick Suzuki scores one, his 8th of the season. Assist coming from Weber and Drouin. On a power play goal, not what you like to see, making the score 2-0 Montreal.
Then in the second period, Austin Matthews puts one in the net, 32nd goal of the season, assisted by Marner and Riley, making it 2-1 Montreal. Then Johnny T. Tavares puts it in, assisted by McCabe and Hyman, tying the game 2-2. Then Josh Anderson, unfortunately, nets one, assisted by Kulak, and that makes Montreal take the lead 3-2.
And in the third period, Thomas Tatar adds a point here, his 10th of the season, and Paul Byron's 10th of the year, Petrie's 18th of the year. Those two pick up assists, making the score 4-2 Montreal, and that's how the game would end. Let's
Very
go over some
unfortunate.
stats here. 25
Yes.
shots for both teams. We were 0 for 2 on the power play. They were 1 for 2 on the power play. 4 penalty minutes for both teams. 33 hits for the Maple Leafs. 32 hits for the Canadiens. 13 blocks for the Maple Leafs. 18 blocks for the Canadiens. So obviously the Leafs are struggling to keep a lead. Let's go move on
not
to the next
unfortunate.
game.
So next game versus Calgary, we're at home. And this also did not end up the way we would have liked.
Nope.
Thankfully, we did get a point. That's not all that bad.
David Riddick's first game as a Leaf.
Versing his former team, that was a very spicy game for him.
In a week of him getting traded.
Let's go over the goals.
Yes. So, in the first period, Vamalaki scores one. Assist coming from Lucic and Backlund, making the score 1-0 Calgary. Then Zachary on the attackery, Zach Hyman scores his 15th of the season. Assist coming from Riley, his 26th of the season, and Tavares, 22nd of the season, making the score 1-1 tie. Hoping to keep the period, hoping to keep the tie, but what has happened?
Then, second period, Elias Lindholm nets one on the power play, not what you like to see, making it Calgary take the lead 2-1, assisted by Tkachuk and Gaudreau. And this was 34 seconds into the second, so that was a brutal start in the second.
Then Alex Kerfoot scores one, his 7th of the season. Assist coming from Tavares, his 23rd of the season, and Hyman's 18th of the season, tying the game up at 2, going into overtime, and
then unfortunately, Johnny Gaudreau, 36 seconds into overtime, assisted by Lindholm and Giordano. Calgary takes the win, 3-2 in overtime. At least we came out with a point, but still not the win that we would have liked. So let's go over some stats here. 28 shots on goal for the Flames, 26 shots on goal for the Leafs. They were 1 for 2 on the power play. We were yet again 0 for 2 on the power play. 9 penalty minutes each. 21 hits for the Flames, 23 hits for the Leafs. 10 blocks for the Flames, 11 blocks for the Leafs.
so Johnny Gaudreau had to do us dirty. Had to do his teammate dirty. Deep the crap out of David Riddick.
You can even see he did not like Calgary. There were some times when some of their Flames players would go right up to Riddick and he would hit their skate with his stick to say, "Get out of here. I'm on Toronto now, not Calgary." But fortunately, coming out with a loss. Then probably the worst game of the week.
Yeah, against the Jets, no less. 5-2 loss against them. Let's go over the goals here.
Yes.
Alex Galchenyuk gets the first of the game, 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the period. Assist coming from Marner and Tavares, making the score 1-0 Toronto. And nobody could see this goal, but then the whole had to in the middle of the game to review the play, and it was deemed a goal.
Yes, when he put that one in the net, they kept skating. He looked at the refs like, "What the hell are you doing? I scored." And nothing happened, and they're like, "Oh, no goal, no goal." But then they blew the horn. The NHL officials blew the horn because it was in fact a goal. So, moving on to the next one.
Then Nikolai Ehlers scores one, assist coming from Pionk and Dubois, his 19th of the season, and making the score 1-1 on a power play.
Power play.
Yeah. Then Kyle Connor just digs us in the grave and scores one, his 20th of the season. Assist coming from Scheifele and Pionk, making the score 2-1 Winnipeg. Then Mark Scheifele piles another goal, digging the grave even deeper. Assist coming from Kyle Connor, making the score 3-1 Winnipeg.
Very sad. But then, second period comes along, and there's some light. John Tavares nets one, 14th goal of the season, assisted by Spezza and Robertson. Robertson with his first assist as a Leaf, making the score 3-2 Winnipeg.
But no, the Leafs can't answer back in the third period. Nikolai Ehlers scores one, his 20th of the season and second goal of the night. Unassisted this one, and making the score 4-2, digging the hole even deeper. Then Kyle Connor just puts the sand on top of the grave. Assist coming from Stastny and Scheifele on a power play goal, making the 5-2
empty netter, even an empty netter power play. Unbelievable.
I have no words to describe this game.
No
words.
Even Hyman with that 2-minute high sticking later on the next day, he gets fined $5,000 for.
Yeah, I think the NHL did him a little bit dirty because after that play, after he high sticked him, the other player went full on slash mode on his kneecap.
Yeah.
Full on slash. And the rest didn't call nothing. I'm sorry, but that is a power play.
That's slashing.
Slashing. Didn't get the slash. And unfortunately, the Leafs lost this game. Let's go over some stats here. 33 shots for the Maple Leafs. 24 shots for the Jets. They were 2 for 3 on the power play. We were 0 for 4 on the power play.
0 for 4.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous
We
number.
just can't score on this power play, man.
Yeah, Manny Malhotra, man, you gotta pick it up. 8 penalty minutes for the Jets, 6 penalty minutes for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 32 hits for the Jets, 15 hits for the Maple Leafs, 15 blocks for the Jets, 12 blocks for the Maple Leafs. So unfortunately, a pretty bad game overall for the Toronto Maple Leafs. let's go over their schedule for the next week's games. There is 4 games
So
for next week.
some games have been moved around due to Vancouver, and they had to shift our schedule with some games here. We were originally supposed to play Saturday the 17th, which is when we're filming this, against Vancouver. They pushed the game by 1 day instead of delaying it further. So we'll be playing Vancouver in Vancouver Sunday 18th at 7 p.m.
5-game road trip. So we're on the road for 5 games.
Then Tuesday, April 20th, Vancouver again at 9 p.m. Late game, ones I don't like. Then 2 days later, 22nd at Winnipeg. Thankfully, it's a 7 o'clock game. Then we were supposed to play a back-to-back Friday, Saturday, but they postponed that game to the end of the season. And we are still playing on Saturday, Hockey Night in Canada at Winnipeg, 7 p.m. So that's our weekly outlook for next week. Then Montreal on Wednesday the 28th, and then Vancouver the 29th, which ends our road trip.
So we got to pick it up in these next 4 games, at least come away with 3 of the games won, because if we don't, at the time of filming on Saturday, Winnipeg is going against Edmonton, and I'm hoping for Edmonton to at least win, so the Winnipeg Jets don't close on a 1-point difference.
Yes, and we're 12 games away from the playoffs. Just 12 games.
And
so,
if we keep our first spot and the Montreal Canadiens keep their 4th spot, we will be versing the Montreal Canadiens since in the 1900s.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a very physical one.
Very big rivalry. An original 6 matchup in the playoffs. This is not something you would usually see.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and more on the future games. The second last week of our regular season, we're playing Montreal 3 times. And then the last week of our season, we were originally supposed to be playing our last game on May 12th against Ottawa. But they changed our schedule, so now our last game will be in Winnipeg on the 14th at 8 p.m. So, last game is at Winnipeg. We got to make that one count. It's going to be a little bit of a tough one because they have home advantage. Which is not much of a difference because there's no fans, but so that's our future schedule outlook, and that's been today's video.
So that's it for today's video, guys. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and if you please leave that notification bell rung, that would be amazing. Again, we're almost at 100 subscribers.
100 subscribers. I don't know what to do here, but we also talked about the April event and what to expect, last minute leaks. Go check that out at the card somewhere over here. I don't know where. And also the Leafs trade deadline. Dubas was up to some good trades. We also made a video on that. If it's not out, then there won't be no card here. But if it's out, there will be a card somewhere here where you can check that out. Our recap of the trade deadline. So check those videos out, and we'll see you next week, hopefully back in person for a new video. Peace.